Hey, what's up, guys? Andrew here. Happy New Year. I'm going to keep coming to you with more deals. We're seeing about one of these seller finance deals a week right now, and they're all selling. So if you want a chance to buy this one in Gilbert, raise your hand quickly. It's going to go before I send it out to the masses. But the reason they're selling is you don't have to go to the bank and qualify. We're in a slow market for traditional real estate right now, but a way for sellers to create an uneven playing field where they can raise the price on their property and still get full price and more cash in pocket a lot of times because it depends on how much of their debt is in place. But if they don't have a ton of equity, they get a ton of more cash up front. And then a lot of times they get passive income. So a lot of sellers are saying, I'd rather do this than sit on the market or lower my price and not sell and wait till the market's better. So seller finance is really selling pretty much all these deals that I'm putting out there either on social media or to my base or sending out in videos like this, sell right away. So if you're a buyer, you're looking for seller finance where you can get a 20 or 30, 40%, sometimes less payment than if you went to the bank and got a loan. And that's why seller finance really sells so quickly, is because let's face it, real estate goes up over time. It hasn't in almost the last 2 years. We've been in a flat market, but that's stopping most people from buying properties because they can't afford the payment. They can't hold the property as a rental. But seller finance or hybrid or subject to, which today we're going to talk about hybrid, which is some subject to, some equity. It's a combination of both. You can cash flow these deals, if not break even, and then wait till interest rates go down. The market will go up. You'll make a ton of money because you're holding real estate and it's going up in value. But most people are probably just not buying anything at all. And then they're going to wait till interest rates drop. And then here comes all the competition. By that time, prices on real estate are already dropping. So I'm doing the prior, where I am still buying property actively because I can afford to on a monthly payment basis. Hold it until it goes up in value and then I'll refinance and sell it. But let's talk about this one today. This is in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm in Chandler, right next to Gilbert, Arizona. If you guys are not from the state of Arizona or familiar with, Gilbert, Arizona is by many the most popular, most desirable suburb. It's on so many different rankings for the most desirable type place to live. So I don't know what some of the more popular ones out there, but I've seen Gilbert as one of the top places to live in the entire country on several of those lists. Main reasons are the school district is a great school district. I think it's third ranked overall last time I checked in Arizona. You have a very low crime for a big suburb. I think it's over 300,000 people in Gilbert right now. And the crime statistics are just tiny compared to the rest of the Phoenix metro. And that's why people love it. But other than that, you got like the booming downtown. It's a really cool, trendy place to go, a fun place. You got restaurants, bars, nightlife, coffee shops, all kinds of stuff. You have places like Santan Village, which is a combination of restaurants, shopping, things like Top Golf, a gun club, all kinds of different attractions in that area. You got Agritopia, which is a ton of restaurants and bars and coffee shops. You just have all these different little places throughout Gilbert. And then you have some bigger attractions like Gilbert Regional Park. You have the Mesa Gateway Airport that flies right in there. That is not quite a Sky Harbor yet, but it's definitely a big airport. But just you put everything in the way Gilbert's continuing to boom and grow and develop and be a safe, clean, fun city for families or singles alike. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter. All around, when you put everything into it, as well as affordability, compared to a place like Scottsdale or Arcadia in Phoenix, this is one of the best places to live. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a deal like this. Like you don't only factor the home and the numbers that we're going to talk about now, but just all in factor. Like, is that going to be a desirable place to live? Would you buy a property where it pays for itself now, knowing that it is one of the most desirable places in all the Phoenix metro? So that's Gilbert for you. This property is less than a mile from downtown Gilbert, which is a really hot commodity area. A lot of people like that area because it's so bustling down there. It's a good short-term rental, mid-term rental market. This house is Ash Street, Gilbert, Arizona. I don't want to say the full address. I'm happy to share that with you because this is under contract. It's a 2.5, 1872 square foot. And like I mentioned, it's less than a mile from downtown Gilbert. It was built in 1993. The purchase price, I would say on market, this house might do something like 500, but it guaranteed will sell for at least 525, which the seller is asking. I usually see these seller finance deals go up about 10 to 15% of market price, and that's one of the main drivers that sellers would sell this way, because they get a much higher price and more equity. One of the great things on this deal is that there's a low entry fee. When low entry fee is, well, entry fee, I should say, is down payment, what the agent or wholesaler in this case is making on the deal, things like closing costs, which are much less doing deals like this because you don't have the bank involved, any arrears, anything like that, everything that goes into the property to purchase it, that's an entry fee when you're doing seller finance. So we try to keep that around 10%, and I think we've done that on this deal, or at least close to. But you'll see in the more desirable markets, like Gilbert being one of them, that people will pay much more than 10% down payment on these. So the down payment's $10K. The assignment or wholesale fee is $10K. All in together, when you're saying closing costs, down payment, assignment, all that stuff, it's about $53K, which is right around 10% of the cost of the property. Now, the underlying mortgage on this, and this is what makes it a hybrid deal, is $325,000. So that leaves about $200K, right? Now you're taking $40K from your down payment, so left is about $160 or so, but we'll go through that. The maturity date on the loan is April 1st, 2052. So it's a 30-year that was just originated last year. Good interest rate. It's not the best I've seen, but it's still good, 4.5, much less than the market today. Now, part of that payment, taxes and insurance were prepaid on this for a year. So that will go on a settlement statement to where the seller, since they already prepaid for the full year, would get some of that back. But the principal is $466 a month. That's equity, as I call it, like a savings account, and that's one of the benefits of owning real estate. Is $466 basically is going to paying down your principal every month and you gaining more equity. Interest payment is $1,243. Now, I know that seems high. It usually is at the beginning of a loan, especially a 30-year. But when you consider that it's 4.5 interest rate as opposed to 7 or 6.5, you're still getting way more principal billed than you would traditionally. Taxes and insurance, I estimated about $330. Again, that's been prepaid. So all in, your pity, that's all in, like your payment that you normally pay on your mortgage statement is $2,039. So pretty good, right? It's hard to buy a house in Gilbert right now and have a payment of $2,039 unless you put a ton of cash or equity into it. In this case, we're only putting about $50K. Your HOA is pretty good for Arizona. Arizona has high HOAs at $77 a month. Now the purchase money, no, because we put $40K down on a $525 price and then another $325 is the mortgage. The seller in this case is left with a remaining balance of $159,000. That's to get those payments down, and this is what you can play with when you're playing with equity. To keep those affordable, what the seller wants is $500 a month paid on their equity. So we put that on a 38-year amortization. 233 of that is principal, 265 goes to interest. You'll continue to see that principal, since it's such low interest rate. As the payments go, you're going to have more and more principal with every single payment. 8-year balloon on this, so that's only the seller's equity, that $159K. So the mortgage you can leave till you refinance or sell the property. As far as the equity, the seller would like to have the remaining balance on that equity of, it's going to be an 8-year. So whatever the payments are down from 159K will be taken out, and I'll have to run that through an amortization schedule if you wanted to know what the balloon would be in 8 years from now. We're probably going to have a transaction coordinator involved. We want to make sure all the documents are done. Of course, this goes through title, closing, all the stuff that a normal transaction would go through. Preferred rental methods on this, it's being rented right now. Definitely reach out about the tenant situation. Their lease is ending. Their market rent is $24.50 on this. You're probably gonna want to rent it either long-term like it is today, or midterm rental might be an option because there's an HOA in Arizona. It's hard to do a short-term rental with an HOA. So that's the deal. Hope you like it. If not, I'll be sending out a lot more of these deals. If you have any questions on this or other ones, reach out, and hopefully talk to you on the next video. See you then.